4, then they'll have a chance. But like they need to. They're not. Oh, so we can say to a degree LG and NB are safe, right? In a way. FaZe now at 6-2. They're looking pretty good. But Splyce, you know, if United comes in and goes on a tear, like Splyce is not safe. They have got to come in. They've got to look strong. And this is not an easy test right now going up against UNILAD.
No, definitely not. I saw that Tommy, though, expeditionary to start. Doesn't hit anyone, but there's Scraps picking up 3. Maybe he's the new guy up.
Actually, you know what's funny?
Up.
I thought the exact same thing. I thought the exact same thing. Scraps, yeah, he is one of those talents that maybe might find himself on a, you know, maybe a Splyce or a Red down the road. Yeah, he's already 575 points towards those streaks. And he has been good. And, you know, he saw, I think he tweeted something after they lost that said, like, I know how good I am right now. Or, like, I know I'm one of the best players in the world. This is frustrating. He's showing a bit of it right now, starting out 6-0. Can this team get it going, though, is the question.
Yeah, it's always one of those things where him as a player, and getting kills like that on bans where I always see him putting in so much work, whether it be ranked play, whatever it is. He's a guy who grinds, puts in the time. He expects the same results from his teammates, but so far, not what they want, but a great start in ventilation. They're able to pick up 27 seconds, and they have the spawns for operation. So as we talk about with Valkyrie, we've seen it more and more, but you know, every single hill you can earn a good amount of time.
You certainly can, Joe, and we'll see if Scraps can continue this, because he has been the recipe sometimes to big upsets and respawns over top teams when he just completely can dominate and take over, and you know, no one really struggles too much on his teammate's side. They can really surprise people, but Splyce is starting to bring this back with that last gunfight win. They'll be set up nice here in operations bunker. The push then coming from the mid lane, but Tommy looking to pick it up. Bance in the window as well, and they should enjoy the remaining 25 seconds here to push out a bit of a lead, because you got to start getting set up here for UNILAD.
Is anybody running an AR on either team? I feel like we haven't seen it yet.
Let's go through them slowly here. Jared, we know.
Splyce, no.
Nope. Okay. And then can we check the other side? Shawnee, Moose. Nope.
No.
Okay.
All right, so this is 4 subs on 4 subs. But yeah, you still have those streaks. We always talk about, you know, maybe the only hill that you can really use them effectively on is that smokestacks, that last hill. Shawnee, though, able to find 2 as they set up for storage bunker, but there comes Bance.
Moose, rough start. He's 2-7 right now. He falls to Bance, who maybe looking to get some streaks of his own to answer what Scraps was able to pick up earlier in this game. He drops that in the corner, thinking maybe that's where they're holding spawns. They can pick up an anchor there, but with everybody flying around with PPSHs, no one kind of playing in that deep pocket right now.
Yeah, nobody's back there. He's not able to hit anyone, and you imagine that they have to make a push off that, and they don't. It gets shut down. Bance and Tommy locking down that backside, as you said. But again, just looking at the scoreboard, you have Scraps at 10-5, but nobody even close to him. You have a 50-point lead now for Splyce. This is where things can get out of hand.
And what really changes, you think, when you don't have an AR here? When you're going to run 4 subs and really try to pick up the tempo, does it change significantly from a setup side when you don't have an AR that wants to take gunfights at ranges? Or what do you think it changes maybe the most on the map?
I think that's it, right? Obviously, if you're trying to break a hill, you want more attempts at it. You don't have a slower guy, but if you have a solid setup, that's where that strong AR comes in, you know, into handy. We've seen Methods do it before. He's just one of those players where if he gets set up, he allows the game to come to him. There's a lot of great positions, but as we go into office Splyce, again, they have the back locked down, and this is going to be tough for UNILAD to break.
Yeah, Splyce starting to pull away now. They're going to hit the 100-point mark. A gunfight window does go to Scraps, and now you at least are looking to secure some time after a couple rough hard points in a row there for the UNILAD side. Scraps has certainly slowed down. Granted, he started 7-0, so hard to keep replicating that success, but they do have 3 players in the hard point, one roaming in the mid lane, which will be Shawnee. Tommy, shots at range, he'll pick up one, doesn't check the close corner, so Moose will get the better of him. But so far, they keep holding, and I hear Scraps getting loud. Scraps, well, really since the opening, where he had a lot of reason to get loud, he has definitely been getting his teammates hyped up. And now it's going to come in the hard point where you can finally maybe make some use of these streaks.
He just has a fighter pilot left. He called them glide bomb. Yeah, here it's going to come. Again, they don't have to rotate too early because they have this. You may be able to find Tommy, not able to, and you can see why streaks just aren't that effective on the map. There's so much cover, but he gets all that information.
This looks like a suburban neighborhood. In the sense, there's just like a building every 10 feet. Yeah, okay. That might have been the worst comparison I possibly could. I was picturing like a neighborhood with white picket fences, like a house everywhere, somewhere to get cover. Yeah, this is a war zone. I'm a jackass.
All right, here we go. But yeah, I mean, Splyce, they're locking things down. They're on an 8 streak as a team combined right now. And again, it just seems like once UNILAD, when they have a setup, they're great. Scraps goes on a bit of a kill streak, but breaking the hills has just been so difficult for them overall in this suburban neighborhood.
I don't know where that came from. That's one of the dumber things I've said. I've said a lot of dumb things.
I loved it.
Well, let's see if Splyce can continue to push out this lead. Back up to 50. Mad Cat coming in from behind. Shots everywhere, but finally he is able to finish it off there. So Splyce set up in vents. And Mad Cat so close to streaks. Want to make sure you can pick him up. Shawnee's weak. I think Jerd might have put just enough shots into him that Mad Cat was able to finish. And we'll get the streaks to work with it. But again, streaks not the hugest concern here.
Yeah, and again, if you're UNILAD, like, you can't allow Splyce to continue to just chain hills together. You have to be able to rotate, lock it down. Finally, they break in. Splyce has just been on a roll. Tommy here on a 6 free. He's got some streaks as well. And every time UNILAD have control, it just seems like Splyce breaks on in. It just seems like the talent of Splyce is taking over this game.
I don't know if Shawnee just forgot about Tommy there, but just kind of turned after putting a couple shots at him and kind of helped Tommy pick up the full streaks now. Artillery at least maybe can be a little bit more of a difference maker here, especially depending on your setup for a particular hard point. If you can shut down an alleys, you can kind of see very narrow lanes over the course of this map. So we haven't actually seen, I can't think of like a ton of really good artillery uses here, but strikes me as something you could definitely do to kind of pin down one side of the map.
Yeah, you definitely can. Some big gunfights going down at operations. There's one more 1 versus 1 between Moose and Mad Cat. That could help them win that hill. Glybon coming in, and you can see the pinch is on. There's just 2 players left. Can Shawnee and Moose try to lock this down? At least buy their teammates some time to get in. No. Jerd breaks in.
Yeah, Moose had too much to focus on there, trying to watch the back and the front. Now the 2 players that were next up are trying to come in. You don't want to get this like 2-on-2 stagger push over and over. They want the rest of the teammates to get there. Now they're starting to reinforce. Honestly, Wuskins and Scrap did a hell of a job there in sort of a 2-on-3 to find a couple of kills. And that opening allows the rest of their teams to get in.
Yeah, they get this time. They'll be right back into it. They'll be down 7 points. Vance is there. Mad Cat's still here as well. Moose are shooting at a flagpole. There you go. This will allow them to rotate, but once again, you have Scraps over here. He's basically left in a 1 versus 3. He just needs to try and stay alive. If he finds a couple of kills, that'll spawn Splyce out. There we go. You can see that player just spawned up. That's Vance, but the rest of those guys go down.
Kills towards Splyce so far. Tommy finding a couple in a row as he's at 23 and 14. Minute and 20 seconds to go in the hard point as well. They're set up nicely here in storage bunker. Well, that grenade from Wuskin, maybe the opening pick. Shawnee finds one on the heels of it as well. Mad Cat now going to be the last man here. What can Mad Cat do? Does win the first. Wins the second. Mad Cat's still up, and the reinforcement comes in from Jerd. Those are game-changing holds.
Yeah, they definitely are. And the big thing was, is there pinchers on. Mad Cat continues it, but Shawnee actually jumped through the window, and instead of cutting off his reinforcements, he goes for the gunfight to try and help his teammate. That then gives him some bad timing. He gets traded out, and that allows Splyce to hold on to that hill. They now have control of office as well.
Let's see if they can close out the game here. Get the rest of the time. It's going to put them at what? Right around the 2:26 mark or so. They're going to have to get one more break. UNILAD's going to have to be bordering on flawless. Yeah, didn't end up mattering, but he did tag him there. All right, let's take a look at the setup now. First guy's in, going to be UNILAD. Sorry, going to be Splyce. You see UNILAD spawning up bottom right. They're going to have to try and come across the map. The mid lane watch there from Jerd as they're trying to push on through. Streaks at least back him up and get a kill. So even if, sometimes even if you don't get kills with the streaks, they can still be influential in making sure you can't get a full break, or you can split the push maybe coming in from members. But look at that, 3 kills now from UNILAD. That's the break they need.
Yeah, it definitely is. You can see Splyce spawn out. Scraps now holding the front. He has some help from Shawnee in the middle. And look how far he's pushed out. They have to be careful here. Make sure they don't spawn Splyce close by. Sometimes you see that happen. Okay. Shawnee spawns up there. Scraps now working on some more streaks. This can help them at smokestacks. 20 seconds left on this hill. They'll be right back into this one, but they'll need a perfect hold here for the rest and at smokestacks.
Yeah, so once we see this time kind of tick over to UNILAD, let's hop over to Scraps here soon, just because you got to think he's going to invest some streaks on this break. He just dropped the Tommy, so that'll delay it at least a moment here as he comes off spawn. Yep, this should be the streak calling.
Yeah, but all 3 of his teammates go down. That's just horrible timing. Even if he gets Mad Cat here, they're not able to break. Shawnee, though, able to find one more. Tommy's going to respond, and he's going to find 3. You don't see that all the time on Valkyrie.
Yeah, that fighter pilot looks a little bit better from Tommy's POV.
Oh, and they're running down the middle of the street.
Only one more hold needed here. Artillery drop there in mid, 5 seconds left. nobody nearby. Moose might be the final chance. He can't get there in time, and Splyce take game one. It was maybe kind of close early, but Splyce started to take over.
And you love to see this from Splyce, man. They're having fun, right? It just seemed like the first couple of weeks, even in Atlanta, they didn't have the best performance. There was a lot of stress getting injured here, but in their first match and their first game back, they're looking like they're having a great time.
Tim talked about it a little bit on Hot Mic, but sometimes it's believing in yourself that you're good, and then like kind of believing in your teammates. Like he dealt with that early in the year when they came in and struggled kind of early. We've seen United now, they kind of fall off the rails. They're starting to figure it out again. Splyce in a similar position. You haven't been winning. Make it fun again. Or kind of gain maybe that trust back in each other.
Especially when you're one of those guys who's performing exceptionally well. Like, I know you guys were talking about Slasher.
Oh,
he feels like, you know, he needs to win an event. And it's kind of just like, what else can I do? Like, what can I do at this point to try and help my team? I'm getting a lot of kills, or I'm getting a lot of objective time. I'm playing well in Search and Destroy. Like, what do I need to do? And sometimes it's tough to find out, man.
Yeah. Well, they're going through it right now, but these 2 weeks are where you need to figure it out, because it's yes, this is the league. It's not practice, but at the same time, it is leading into a $200,000 major and a $500,000 playoff. So as long as you can keep top four, work on everything you can while still securing victories, whether it's widening your map pool, I don't know, building the chemistry with the team, building the trust, whatever you can do over these next 2 weeks. Obviously, winning fixes a lot of that.
No, it definitely does.
You start winning some series, and it can solve a hell of a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that last playoff spot, and you imagine the three teams that are going to be getting for it is Splyce, Evil Geniuses, and United, right? Like, those are the three teams we just kind of project are going to fight forward. And the interesting thing is United beat both of those teams in Game 5s at Atlanta. So those teams are very close to one another in terms of skill level.
EG and UNILAD, you said?
Or EG and United. And Splyce.
Splyce.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they had kind of a crazy run through losers. Obviously not quite on par with what Red was able to do, but
not quite.
Still a pretty crazy run. Well,
yeah.
What Red did may never be done again, and I'm not even kidding. Like that, we might never see that again.
Yeah, it may be a while.
Well, to consider, I mean, we talked about it, and if you missed it, I mean, that a team in pool play dropping into losers and making a run to a grand final hasn't happened since you did it with Optic Gaming back in 2011. So it's been 7 years, and I think it's safe to say competition's probably a little bit better at the top. So it is very, very hard to imagine that happening again. But we'll put focus back here to UNILAD Splyce. So just appreciating the magnitude of that run for a little bit.
Yeah, Arda and 4 Search and Destroy. We Division A? We saw a lot of this played. Just seemed like this is one of the maps a lot of teams are comfortable on, but you know, you've seen some differences in the way teams approach this.
I can't believe we had a series without Arden Forest in it in our first best of 5. I was trying to think of the last time I actually saw it. Just with not a single Forest. Yeah, I don't think ever in Division A, at least that I can think of. But all right, Jared's going to have the sniper out to kick things off. I think you saw Tommy with an STG. Usually it's on Jared and Mad Cat to watch the B site. That will be the case. And UNILAD's coming in hot. Smoke out. They're flying in.
That's done.
Wow, just barely missed that stun. I think the stun almost threw him off. Like he was ready to flick him on the cross. He stopped still, and it was like, oh.
Yeah, and UNILAD got a little, if they would have found a pick, you saw 2 players at that A site. So they took the long route. There was nobody actually in the middle alley. So no one could rotate very quick to help Splyce if UNILAD gets a kill. But obviously now we're 30 seconds in, the rotation's on. You have that 3rd Splyce member here. What are UNILAD going to do? They have control of this B bomb site.
And no one's been able to get up the top ruins. Wuskin's trying to start sneaking up there. He might be the one that can make a difference.
He needs to pay for middle?
Well, never mind. Was that Bance? Yeah, he was kind of, at that mid-truck, just able to cut him down. He was so focused, I think, on Jared and Tommy over here that Bance was able to get a free pick. Wrapping back out to mid is Scraps. Can he maybe make a play? Scraps actually might get a nice little timing here.
They're trying to find Bance. I think he spotted him, called him out. Tried to communicate that to Moose, but, I mean, UNILAD, they just got stopped. As soon as they got there, you saw the 1-player Bell not doing anything, just making sure nobody was flanked, and they couldn't get the bomb down because you had 3 players ruined. So as soon as Bance has control of that middle, UNILAD just got stuck in that B-bomb site.
Where did the 3rd players hit up the mid to you for Splyce? The 3rd player that got in? Because it was just Mad Cat and Jared there at the beginning, right?
No, he rotated back.
Oh, that's right. It was Tommy to the back. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking of 3 in ruins. I was like, how did he get there? But that makes sense. Okay. And we've seen more of those 3-man setups, heck, off breaks or off the opening seconds. But now let's see what maybe the offense is in from Splyce. It looks to be building kind of a 2-on-2 split here between Bell and mid. Developing a little bit slower. They tried to...
Moose, that's a bad timing right there. Jerd push through middle. Vance with a nice nade on Scraps. Shawnee here gonna try and lock it down, able to get one. That brings it back to a 2 versus 3. It's definitely more doable now.
Nice job though by Splyce kind of picking Scraps, I believe, off top ruins. Because if he gets there, we've seen him make, well, we've seen just about everybody make plays from that spot. Mad Cat weakening one. Another pick there from mid. Wuskin turns into 2v2. 25 seconds now to work with. Wuskin's going all the way, wrapping towards A to fire. They don't have a lot of time right now.
No, they definitely don't. So he's going to try and catch Bance. Tommy, though, able to find one on the Shawnee. There we go. They played that perfectly. Tommy gets one. Bance is there to trade that kill. And again, that just starts with those first 2 kills that come in. That allows them to get that bomb site.
I'm impressed Wuskin was able to get 2 kills from mid to top ruins. At least gave them a chance in this, but even after that, there was not a whole lot of time left. So, Splyce continuing to look strong, and I'm curious to see what they'll do in offense. Last time a 4-man B hit from UNILAD. Curious what they'll do in offense this time. Maybe we see it towards A, or maybe a little bit more of a passive push.
Well, I mean, you got the B bomb site. You got the control. It's just you didn't commit to something quick enough. You allowed those rotation to come in. As soon as Jerd and Mad Cat are able to spot you, the call is in. So you're going to see that. Number 8 and number 5, look what they're going to do this round. So those 2 players are going to back up. You have Mad Cat up top. But look at that mini-map. Bance and Tommy are going all the way around. That player may spot him.
Wuskin just picked it up, I think, in the nick of time. And he then hit up through mid. Wait, did Wuskin not spot them?
No, he didn't.
I thought for sure Wuskin would see him. Wuskin doesn't spot him. That's going to open things up for Tommy. So now you've got mid-map control. You basically got UNILAD pinned inside a B here. Scrap's going to be a key player towards the Bell side. One then covering you, and one, I think, floating around the bomb or top ruins. Kind of, oh, he's around the bomb. Scraps makes the play. Jerd tries to hit the quick scope, not able to do it. Tommy tries to trade it, and there's a round on the board for UNILAD.
Yeah, solid start. You just get that first blood. I'm actually surprised Mad Cat pushed up to top ruins. Yes, it's such a strong position, but you had no help. You had the 2 players on the flank. As soon as you just buy maybe, 10, 15 seconds, that collapse can come in from that flank. Again, Wuskin didn't see the player, so that flank could have worked perfectly, but a solid setup from UNILAD.
Splyce talking through things now. Just what went wrong with that round. UNILAD's trying to string some more rounds together here. It's going to be more action at ruins. Moose with that airborne class, able to get into a quick position. Yeah, looks like he could have possibly had 2. Maybe stop shooting a little early.
Yeah, it seemed like he was just trying to play his life. Tommy, though, on a nice flank. Shawnee's going to pick it up. Big win by Shawnee in the middle. Just play your numbers. There we go.
Wuskin keeps taking these gunfights against player top ruin and winning them, but now it's a 1v2. Jerd did get eyes on him.
Yeah, but look, that player backs up to help him right away. Shawnee peeks. Great shots by Jerd. Makes it a 1v1.
And he knows where Wuskin was playing. Well, not anymore. He knows where he was set up, and I like this from Wuskin, just completely repositioning right now. He's got time to toy with, and obviously it's Jerd that needs to play. Does he get spotted? Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, just play your 50-50. See that bomb plant come in. Wuskin now is going to be able to catch him. Jerd doesn't spot him. This should be an easy kill, but he gets behind the tree. You never know what Jerd could do.
Almost able to do it, but yeah, you didn't see it from Wuskin's POV, but you saw it in the minimap. Basically, as soon as Jerd hit that cross into cabin, he just swiftly reacts. He, I think, just checked back on that, like just got eyes on it barely. So he got a fortunate timing and able to make the play.
I was going to say, I thought Wuskin was going to go all the way around towards that B site, but I'm happy he just played the 50-50. And in 1 versus 1, where he has to plant, you might as well just take that chance. It's a solid odd. Just watch that bomb site. If you're able to catch him planting, that's how you win that round.
Yeah, you want to be in a position where you at least spot where he tries to cross from that plant. And he does it well there. This time they just put 3 directly into the ruined site, so a little bit different of a defense here. Yeah,
this adjustment may work for UNILAD. So they get 3 players to go towards B. They're playing very quickly, though. Tommy, though, he's going to try and work your flank, but this guy, Bance, has to try and stay alive. Tommy gets caught out. Bance now gets taken down.
This is almost, in a way, it's like one of those blind counters. Like, you try to adjust if you're Splyce for the UNILAD pushes at B. This time they hit up mid, and you've got a 3 stack with no eyes on mid-map. That could not have been worse setup-wise for him.
Yep, there we go. UNILAD now, what? We're 3 rounds in a row. definitely turn this search and destroy around. A solid one from them.
What do you think about that? The change in setup, like I just don't know how you like play that. I mean, if you're going to stack 3 inside,
Bans has to stay alive, right? Like Bans can't get picked off inside that site. Tommy, he overcommits to the flank a little bit. It was solid by UNILAD to pick that up, but Bans has to get all the information. Even if the bomb goes down in a 4v4, you still have 45 seconds to execute.
He got swarmed there.
At least try to get one. Try to get to that cabin wall. We always know how strong it is. I know there was a smoke down, but
you gotta get a kill or play your life to some capacity, but. A little bit of a blind counter there from UNILAD. Into the ruin site. Again, Splyce will go. They're trying to stop the bleeding here. They're getting cut down. Scraps with a couple of kills. He's hunting his third. He knows Jerd weak. Jerd just trying to be a nuisance right now. He'll get away for a moment, but wow, Scraps shut down the ruin site.
Yeah, him and Moose have been playing pretty solid. There we go.
Nice job.
4 rounds in a row for UNILAD.
See it here from Scraps, the final kill there. Easy pickings as he will get Jerd dropped. Crouched to make it a little bit more interesting. But what do you think needs to change for Splyce? I mean, obviously you look good the starting 2 rounds. So you get 1 offense, 1 defense, and then from there on out, has it just been UNILAD adapting better, or Splyce just not figuring things out?
And it just seems like they're not switching anything up. I mean, they do that middle hit, but they've gone to B continuously again. So UNILAD's going to play strong towards that site until you can show some A presence, which finally you're going to see Vance and Tommy adjust over towards this A site. But UNILAD, they're trying to work middle. Shawnee might catch him, and he does. He catches him with a nade. That's such bad timing, but here comes Jerd. And just like that, it's a 1v3 for Scraps.
Oh, it worked out well that Tommy at least got that nade off, right? He's not able to pick up anything.
Did he get a kill with it?
Yeah, he got a kill with it too. So Tommy just got out of his hand. And
then yes, Clint, it is.
Yeah, it just barely worked out. He just got it out. Well, it looks so scary. He pulls that grenade out. There's 3 people in front of him, but at least able to make a kill. And then Scraps here, I think, was like 50 or so points off a streak. So good that he gets shut down in one of those rounds. Again, you stop the bleeding. You just lost 4 in a row. Get back on the board and talk through things.
Yeah, let's see what Splyce do on this offense. Switch it up. I just love the way Luminosity play the B bomb set on attack. They throw those smokes, right? They make it chaotic. That allows them to push up. As soon as you allow like a sight line to be open, you have players like Scraps who you pick you off. So it looks like the change may be Jerd with a sniper rifle to find that pick. Trying to spot Scraps. If he hits that shot, that B site's open, and they know Moose is in that sort of U area.
Yes. Sometimes, unfortunately, you just get that one shot. He may not peek him again. You can see that's definitely the call, though. Just trying to play behind it. Bance, though, able to win a one-on-one. He should get traded in U. Yeah, Moose able to do that, and the sniper play, not going to be able to trade that out very quickly. Oh, okay, as I say that, he almost was able to. Had the angle for just a second, but Jerd's going to need some help. He gets pushed in any capacity. Now they're starting to flood in together. Here we go.
Yeah,
nice shot.
Yeah, I was to say, he has some help, but you have Shawnee that he rotated into U. Yeah, Shawnee and Weskin, they're trying to stay alive. Great job right there to back up. What is Splyce going to do? Are they going to push through? This might be the right call. Be all the way around. They might catch this cross, though.
Oh, look at that. They started to wrap back and then went right back to B. Jerd's going to stick it. He did get an STG as well to help with this.
You have to imagine Shawnee spotted 1, and he's going to get to top ruins. That's such a strong spot. Might catch Jerd, does. Tommy now left in a 1 versus 2.
And Tommy's in trouble now. I mean, this is not where you want to be playing from when you have somebody top ruins. Already on the bomb. Going to be Weskin. Defuse is nearly there, and Shawnee wins the gunfight. That's the 5th round. They'll give it to Shawnee here as he'll be up to 450 points and working towards a fighter pilot. What would you have done differently maybe if you're Splyce, or was that just purely not spotting the guy getting top ruins on you?
Yeah, I think it's that. Maybe you go through with that rotation. I think if they go through to that A bomb site in cabin, they might have caught him off guard because you saw that Shawnee push through all the way towards Bell. So I think if they go under that bridge, Weskin doesn't spot him. So maybe that's one adjustment. But again, it's a 2 versus 2. You hit the plant down. There's not much more you can do. You just don't spot Shawnee getting the top ruins.
UNILAD sealed the deal here. Well, that's a big kill from Tommy. Shawnee was the one they gave the bomb to. They want him to get on streaks, get that plant. He cuts him down before they can get in. Did he get stunned mid? Is that why he got a little bit slow?
I think he just got beamed.
Yeah, that happens when you are Tommy the Terminator.
3v4 now for UNILAD. See Mad Cat and Jerd playing very far back. But that bomb's down middle. It's going to be tough for them to get that. Tommy might know it's there as well. Looks like he does.
You know what this map doesn't look like?
What?
Suburban neighborhood.
Yeah, this is a rural neighborhood, right? Out in the forest.
The people are living in tents. Mad Cat is trying to play back tank, but not a lot you can do when you have Scraps still set up on cover. Someone's got to pick him from mid. Bance actually did just that. So that's the second time he's been able to peek up mid and take Scraps out from that position. That makes this much more manageable if you're Splyce, and it also puts you in a 3v2.
If they catch Tommy, though. Oh, I was going to say, if they catch Tommy, they go straight to A. That's a big kill. Now 1 versus 2, 15 seconds left. 1v1, Wuskin. Oh, not able to get him. Great trades from Splyce.
It was close.
Yeah, if Tommy gets caught out mid, they probably just go straight to that cabin bomb side. He almost gets caught out. Solid defense from Splyce.
And that's all the opening pick, right? Like well, not all the opening pick. It was 2 things for me for Splyce. One, obviously killing Shawnee immediately as he was trying to cross the bomb is big, but it's still very manageable. 3 players on the B side as long as you have that top ruins control and win gunfights. But once again, Bance able to kind of peek out from that mid alley and take him out. I don't know if that's just positioning by Scraps or he needs to get a little bit better so he's not vulnerable to that, but twice now he's dropped to it. Shawnee sees the pressure coming. Wisely gets back into A. Moose with the first blood. Mad Cat trying to answer back. Mad Cat 1 bullet, but able to get away.
I felt like Moose doesn't have to peek that. You have Scraps, top ruins. Maybe he was just trying to finish the kill. There's Scraps, though. Again, once you get to that spot, so powerful, 3 versus 2. I was just going to say, you know, you allow Splyce to get back into the game, make it 5-4. These are some of the maps that UNILAD lose, right? They get to this point. They go up 5-4. Some solid shots from Scraps. He's 11-6, keeping up that solid performance that we saw from game number 1. But just those heartbreaking losses sometimes that UNILAD has.
Certainly. Nice shots there. The Twins shut it down in the final round. They'll take the victory 6-4 as UNILAD ties up the series at 1 apiece. But a back-and-forth battle, one in which, I mean, really it came down to that kind of that 4-round stretch where UNILAD really took it over.
Yeah, a bit of a different look on the Splyce guys after that game 1. They were having a ton of fun, and just like that, UNILAD ties it up, and that's a big one. If you're UNILAD, again, you're 3-4, Splyce is 3-4, you're right back into this series.
And that, I mean, we talk about how big Search and Destroy has been. You know, you heard a video with Crum6 where he said he thinks that it's going to be a big determiner in who wins tournaments because how consistent it is right now. And, you know, Splyce, when they were making it to a grand final, they were very solid in Search. More recent, just TK was. More recently, yeah, you think about Envy. You and I talked about it. Friday to Saturday, they're dominating in Search, right? That's how they're able to pull out a couple of game 5s. That's how they're able to go the distance. Then they go 0-5 in Search on Tuesday, and things start to fall apart. Or on Tuesday, on Sunday. Today's not even Tuesday. Where did Tuesday come from?
Championship Tuesday.
That'd be so weird.
No, but yeah, and then again, I mean, Rise, how good have they looked at Search and Destroy? I mean, that's a big reason why they won Atlanta.
All right, well, here we go. 1-1, UNILAD, Splyce. Who's going to take the CTF in command of this series? We'll find out after this quick break. We are back. UNILAD managed to tie up the series at 1 apiece after a nice search and destroy victory on Arden Forest. But now, CTF between these two European beasts. Let's see who can take this swing in, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very big series again for both these teams. They're both 3 and 4. You obviously have a Europe versus Europe battle, a little bit of a rivalry here. Who's the second best team in Europe? Because we know who the first best is. It's Red Reserve.
Yeah, no, they are the very clear best team right now. There's no conversation. I think after Atlanta, you could say, Red definitely 100%, but I think the same thing with North America. Like, Rise is definitely the best team. Like, there might be some teams close, but
when's the last time they lost? It was like 6 weeks ago. It's been a long time.
The big thing is just like, look at the difference between their tournament win versus like TK. Like, it just seemed like TK's series was so crazy and so scrappy and so wild. Yeah, it was just so smooth. Like,
like 1 game 5, maybe 2.
Envy like pushed him to game 5. I think that's about it. And LG had some close maps, but still, Rise one hell of a performance. Now, you got to think too. Like, yes, this is big also because you know, United play LG tonight, and if somehow they manage to pull an upset there, I mean, a loss for either of these teams today is like devastating to some degree, and that puts United right back in the hunt. That'd put them in the same map count as well, because they're back 1 map on the 3 and 4 teams, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have that. Then you have EG plays Team Envious later on. If EG wins that one, EG, I mean, they had a top 8 performance, which can't really disregard. They looked a little bit better at Atlanta. We'll see if they can bring it here to the Pro League.
That's where I put that team. I mean, right around top 8. I mean, if you get that, I think you feel good about it. I mean, I know with those 4 players, they probably think they should be winning events, but I think in that top 8 range is pretty solid in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I had them like sort of in that 7th through 12th area.
Yeah, that
maybe
makes sense.
like 5-6 one event.
All right. Well, let's see. Scraps tries to get something going mid-map. He will get a kill, but it's traded out pretty quickly. You see, trying to build through ruins right now is going to be Splyce. They have Bance all the way down there. He's going to get some help from Jerd. So this is where you try to get this going. I'll tell you what, they've got a 4v3 advantage now. They're starting to layer the map. I want to hear the comms here as they break down on this CTF. Let's toss it to an Astro listening with Splyce.
We've got him trapped.
One
stone, weak. Him with 2 bullets. Who's on a couple of kills here?
I am. I'm on 2.
Right, sweet. Okay, one's there back mid. Shawnee, dead.
Nice,
Yeah, they're getting impatient. They're getting impatient. Nading me mid.
I'm here mid. I gotta help.
I'm good.
Wilson could be cabin. It could be cabin watching you.
Yeah, he will.
No, I can't see him.
There mid.
You could be close left, Judd. Could be close left.
Yeah, he is. Backed up. One shot, Mai. Good kill.
I'm 380.
I'm just gonna keep playing for you, Ben. Just keep
Right
holding
back
up.
on me. Oh, I've been naded.
I'm coming to help you now. I'm coming to help you.
I'm dead back dome. Inside dome.
Yeah, I'm
Hold mid, Jed.
Yeah, I'll get it. I don't have yet though.
Close dead.
Nice. That's him.
Cabin. I'm back to bunker. I don't have mid.
Push
the P1. Push the P1.
One's mid. Wuskins. Right, Wuskins are challenging. Nice, Ben.
I fucking.
480.
Stay there. Just stay there. Nice.
You can get cabin now. Alright, push up cabin.
One's at the back on me.
We could get OE. Could we get OE?
No, there can't be a weak. Ben's got it. They'll go mid. I'll hold it left for Jed.
2 off streaks.
I'm gonna play close on ice storm, okay?
That's
Play
fine.
that move spot.
Cabin cock, Jed. Two in cabin.
Bind him.
2 in cabin.
Got one.
Nice, one.
He's up on wall. 2. There's 3 there. 3 there.
3?
You might be able to hit dome, yeah? Or mid. Well, I killed 1 and there was 2 more. You looking for 1? Cabin cook, top.
B4. One shot cabin cock.
Got mid. 94.
One more cabin.
Still a bunker.
If you kill him, Ben, you touch that flag, you get a streak.
I spawned a
Nice play, Ben. Nice play.
Yeah, my barrels, look at barrels. What's a barrels?
I'll put him mid.
Dead.
Hit me mid. Dead.
Nice.
I'm on streaks.
Let's go. One mid. Go in. Push it.
Run back.
Come back to
Come
mid.
mid. He's You now.
No one's to your left.
Weak fire tank.
They're both mid though.
Fire cut and one's hitting mid. Our mid flank.
I'll pick up mid flank.
We fire.
He hasn't come mid flank.
It's Matty. I'm not sure where he went.
Stop.
Fire.
One fire.
I'm coming.
One fire. I'm weak. They're gonna get pushed.
Been hitting fire.
You good? Yeah, flanked on, yeah?
Still fire. Surely.
No, I don't know where I'm dying from.
I'm dead now. Yeah, I should
Inside
have
bunker,
done that. Fire
inside
and 1p1. He could be in bunker.
Bunker.
There's 1 P1.
Barrels, moose, weak barrels.
Yeah, I'm watching you.
Bunker. Barrels still.
I'm diving across, still careful mid.
Watching mid.
Moose was barrels.
Coming now, Jed. Give me a sec. Yeah, he's here now. I've got 1 bullet in him.
I have a map here.
Jerd and company deal with some pressure now. Several down as UNILAD trying to make the push. Bance, though, on the other side. Going to have a big one-on-one here, and the one-on-one he's able to take. So this will be a touch. Can his teammates hold on the other side? It's just going to be Wuskin. They pick up Wuskin. This should be a score. Only 1 player should spawn cabin. You would think the rest might be coming in deep. Yeah, there comes the deep spawn. So it's only be 2 players here for UNILAD. They're going to be able to try and make a play.
Yeah, Jerd just pushes into that bunker. Madcap finds
Set.
Wush, and this should be a flag for Bance. And you saw during that listening, Bance was just playing his life for so long on Ruins. He started off the map 5-0, tries to push in, finally gets caught.
Well, I asked the question on Hot Mic to the guys. We were kind of talking about Splyce's struggles, and I didn't put it all on him, but I asked the question, like, is it maybe Bance a little bit? Like, he need to pick it up. Like, he hasn't been...
Really Bance and Jerd.
We haven't talked about Bance in that, like, superstar role that much this year. And you think that... I mean, at least if you look back at the past several years, he's been very consistent, like a top SMG combo. Not as much as of late. So,
And I thought too. I mean, just coming into World War II, boots on the ground. Like I thought Jerd was going to have a fantastic year, and I feel like he started off a bit slow. We haven't had too many great games, but right now he's 11
doing it right now.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. But again, against those top teams, you know,
Certainly.
those big performers, I want that. You know, I want Jerd to take over, be that playmaker. So we'll see.
and we know how important SMG players are in this game. I mean, I don't know that well, I mean, I think they're in every game, but I've heard some of the players say, like, more important than, like, any games recently, like, those SMG players have to go big.
Yeah, they definitely do. There's a big gunfight win for Tommy on to Shawnee. Shawnee was pushing up. If he gets that one, maybe they'll get the flag out. Now those spawns come in. Scraps, he switched over to Mountain. Scraps 9 and 7. I feel like he's just been so consistent throughout, I mean, all of World War II for UNILAD.
Well, I think what's really impressive about it is, I agree with you. I think he is on a short list of players that have been just incredibly consistent kind of since day one. And I think what's really impressive is he ran the AR to start and dominated. Felt they needed more aggression, switched to a sub, has dominated. Like, this is a guy, don't get me wrong, this UNILAD team has potential, but he actually might be that. You know, we talked about it earlier, like if someone were to drop off of a Red or a Splyce, like, who is the next guy up?
Might be Scraps.
Might be someone like Scraps, but then again, does he ever play without his brother? I don't know. I mean, that's going to be a difficult conversation.
He did early on in his career.
Hey, Wuskin, I'll see you later, buddy. Yeah, but now they're teaming.
Hey, you want to scrim? Yelling room to room.
Nah, but he's got a bright future for sure. Okay. Now taking a look here at the sky camera just to see the break. See Tommy and Bance patrolling ruins for Splyce. Two players kind of working mid right now by fire for the UNILAD side. You're in a bad spot in the sense that, you know, Splyce get a score from that less preferred side, so a lot of pressure on UNILAD to get things going early.
Now, we talked about the Splyce team, who really needs to step it up performance-wise. You feel for UNILAD, it has to be Shawnee and Moose. I mean, Moose is he's a vet. He's one of the guys, you know, he got that AR roll. He just got gunned by Jerd. But, you know, Scrap step down allows Moose to, you know, play maybe a bit more comfortable with the assault rifle, but need him to have a couple of big games. Shawnee now, the last one over here towards bunker. You can see those spawns coming in. One player overextended. That is Moose. I like this play out of Moose. He's going all the way behind towards cabin. So in case they do get a fly out, he can help his team.
Yeah, you can overextend, or you can try to play a sneaky spot maybe and drop that flag carrier. There comes the touch now from Splyce.
They're going to know now, though, that something's up. I mean, they've got a wave of kills, and they probably haven't called out Moose if you're Splyce.
Will they find him?
Yeah, there we go. There's Tommy.
Tommy's looking for him.
Yeah, he found him.
There's the cleanup. And that'll be the second cap now coming in. You have streaks on at least one player right now. That's going to be Mad Cat, as he's on 6 in a row. This is, I mean, it happens sometimes in Art and Forest, but you can just take a look at the top right. It has been a very slow-paced game. You've got 3 players right now in UNILAD. I mean, almost the entire team's not in the double digits yet for kills. That's
yeah, it turns out 14 and 7. He's double positive. Mad Cat's double positive. Vance is double positive.
There's 7 minutes of gameplay, and 3/4 of your team are averaging a kill a minute or less. That's tough.
Yeah, it definitely is. Finally, maybe some pressure here from UNILAD. But Scraps, he's going to get cut down. Tries to push through that ice elbow. You have one player left. That's his twin brother. He gets also shut down. Again, it's just solid defense, and all the kills going Splyce's way. Respawns have just been fully controlled by them. You have, what, London Docks next as well?
Yeah. And I think UNILAD can absolutely take a hard point off of a team like Splyce, but not if they're playing like they did in game 1. Bance maybe able to pick up some more streaks. 2.5 to go, and everything leaning towards the Splyce side right now. Jerd playing defense there at mid. That's what Moose trying to get control of ruins for UNILAD, maybe build something, but like it feels like they're never in a situation where they get to mid-map with 4 players alive that they can actually start to mount some pressure.
Yeah, Moose goes all the way from ruins towards cabin. Able to win that one, so maybe this will be the first push for UNILAD. You have one player pushing up ruins, but just look how they're staggered. Finally, Shawnee comes in. But Scraps gets taken down, so now Shawnee's left alone. Those spawns come in. This is what makes this side so difficult, that deep spawn.
And you can see, I mean, he's even pretty close to the flag and still didn't force them cabin. And I don't even think he had a player there. So, yeah, exactly. You can see how difficult it is to get them out of that deep spawn. This is a really good opportunity, though, because Shawnee is just starting to gun everybody. Can he get it around the edge? Ah, almost able to do it, but now the streaks come in.
Great defensive use out of Matt Cat right there.
Yep, and that is, that's what's frustrating when you give up streaks early in the game. That was a very good opportunity for UNILAD to make this a game down the stretch. And now you have to, I mean, it took them it's, what, almost 4 minutes into this half, and that was our first real strike on offense. Streak shuts it down instantly.
Yep, Tommy, he's just locking down ruins again. When you're on that UNILAD side, this is typically where the attack starts from. So Tommy's just playing a little bit slow on that side, locking it down, making sure nobody overextends from UNILAD. Mad Cat, he's pushed up towards bunker. They have all those UNILAD players spawning in the back. So 50 seconds left. You still have some streaks left. You imagine this is probably game 4 Splyce.
Yeah, I think so. They might actually get another score here. If they really want it, you've got a nice setup here. One player left inside a bunker. They know his position. Moose trying to go big.
There we go.
There's the touch, and this will be another score. They already have the spawn picked up. Vance doesn't hit his shots, though. One more player top, so maybe Wuskin is going to be able to make a play. They almost... I don't know if he was weak. If not, Shawnee just got obliterated.
Yep, streak comes in. That's going to stop the flag carry. No, doesn't stop it, but again, 10 seconds left. Wilson's going to take it down from Tommy. There we go. Splyce going to take game number 3, capture the flag.
Maybe they can pad the stat here with a final score coming through. Does he get it in time with 1 second left? There it is. 3-0 Splyce. They have easily won the first couple of respawns. And you see, well, the result, the first game they won, Mad Cat on his feet, fist bumps. Didn't look quite like that after the game 2 loss, but...
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. For Division A teams going into Atlanta, it was like, this is a way to prepare for Atlanta. Obviously, you want to get to playoffs, but it's a great way to practice and get better each day. For the Division B teams, it's Atlanta is our first showing in a while. Now, what do we have to work on? What do we have to improve on before playoffs, before Birmingham? So this should help these guys out.
Yeah, I don't think the 2-week split changed too much. I mean, you saw your 4 winners bracket teams are basically your top 2 in Division A, top 2 in Division B. But I'm curious, I mean, you did have your final 2 teams end up being Division A. I'm just wondering, now that you have 2 weeks for Division B going into Birmingham, I don't know. I guess there's part of me that wonders if maybe we'll see a couple of the Division B teams step it up. Is they're maybe a little bit more hot kind of heading in? I mean, I don't really think so, but
yeah, we also think
to see
the red run. I mean, and just what it was and how they were just destroying teams.
I kind of turned everything on its head. Yeah.
I mean, I think going to losers final, everyone's like, all right, Luminosity's going to get back to the grand final. It'll be Rise versus LG, but then LG just got ran over by Red Reserve. Red was just so hot that day. I didn't expect that. I don't think a lot of people did.
Well, you had, I mean, John didn't have the best weekend, and I think you needed that with the way Joe was playing. Joe was,
yeah, him and Rated.
Whether it was in search or, well, really every game mode, Joe was stepping it up big time. We know he's a huge X factor for that red team, but yeah, these guys just working on a lot, and I mean, it's really good in the sense you have these 2 weeks, iron out the kinks from Atlanta, and then it's basically Birmingham, bam, $500,000 playoff.
Yeah, we're gonna land that Monday, back from Birmingham.
I mean, we're gonna be basically straight here, aren't we?
Yep.
Then finally we get like a little bit of a break, don't we? April, sort of. Like a little bit, like we have a week here and there that we can like relax.
Yeah,
like,
we have a couple of weeks, and you have Seattle. I think after Seattle's like the biggest break, it's like 3 or 4 weeks before stage 2.
My girlfriend can see my face again. I don't think she.
You see your puppy?
I don't even know if she knows what I look like anymore.
Well, you're on camera all the time.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
She probably misses you.
I can tell you, she absolutely is. I've actually noticed some of the girlfriends tweet. Mine's certainly done it, but I've seen like Scump's girlfriend, Clay's girlfriend. Like, I haven't seen them in 3 weeks. Yeah, there's a lot of COD to play, a lot of money on the line. There'll be breaks at some point, but for now, it's all about improving and working towards. I mean, you got to remember, this is all kind of the road to champs. Yes, there's a lot of money before champs, but all of this kind of fine-tuning the machine as we get closer and closer to it.
Yeah, you say that, but I'd love to win a $500,000 playoff or 2 of them.
Oh, yeah, no, certainly. There's a lot of money there, but it all culminates in the CWL championship. I just wonder, like, I don't know. It's so funny to think about it, like right now, like Red is like definitely the best team in EU in my head, and Rise is definitely the best team in North America. But like literally with 2 tournaments around the corner, like I'm wondering where my brain's gonna be. Like imagine 2 different teams win those 2 events, and it's like, all right, well, what's happening?
Yeah, but if you look at the past, like Rise, I mean, you imagine they probably get back to a grand final in Birmingham and playoffs. Like the tournaments are so close where it's just like those guys are going to be so confident in one another.
I'd be mind blown if Rise isn't in.
I don't know who will beat them right now.
I don't either. They look so good. But here we go. Let's see if UNILAD can push this one to a game 5. A lot of pressure on Scraps to be making plays. He has been kind of the highlight machine for this UNILAD team. Well, this season and definitely so far today. Splyce will be back in the hard point. You can take a look at this. Kind of the spawns right now, bottom right. It's going to be UNILAD controlling. There is one player in fire, which I believe is Bance, that might be able to make a play. Long-range gunfight, though. Wuskin's got an AR, and that's going to go his way.
I was going to say, Bance was just being annoying. That's why you saw nobody on the hill for UNILAD. They couldn't get him out. They finally do, but Mad Cat, he gets control. He's going to pee up these last, seconds of scrap, but here's the big fights. It's going to be on this street. UNILAD are locking it down right now, but that can change very quickly. See Mad Cat, Jordan, Tommy, Bance there as well, all 4 players. Weston and Shawnee are trying to just stay alive, wait for their teammates. I'm not sure where they spawn. There we go. So they spawn lower docks. They're finally here, but here's Bance on a big flank. He can make a huge play.
Moose just...
Oh, the timing.
Wow, he just picked it up. You saw 2 players, though, Weston and Shawnee, immediately turn their heads and go ahead and laser him. UNILAD just trying to get some kind of time here. They've had the spawn. Splyce now contesting from the front. 3 kills go their way. Oh, sorry, it was 2 kills and a team kill. There's the 3rd. Vance is able to tack it on. Now let's take a look as we get down to the final 20 seconds here. Scraps, he can't really contest. He's by himself. It's going to be now the setup for the next hard point. There was one player, Tommy, that was on the top of the minimap. Might have had a chance to do like kind of a late pinch for the next hard point, but they did clear him out.
He rotated very early, tried to get towards that lower driveway and set the pinch up, like you said. The rest of the UNILAD players, they're rotating, but look where they're spawning at. They're spawning very far away. A couple of kills go Splyce's way, and this is scary. Moose just needs to try and stay alive, wait for his teammates.
That's one of those things, the old hard point's still up. You're still spawning right side of the minimap there. Still spawning close to, as you can, to old. And that ends up hurting him big time, because, yeah, like you said, it ends up being, like a 3-on-1 here to set up for new. They clear 2 players out, and they're still spawning so far at underground, just trying to get across the map. This is scary time right now for UNILAD.
No, it definitely is. You don't want, that enemy team to just connect a couple of hills in a row. You have to win those rotation gunfights. Scraps, though, able to find 2. Make it 3. Scraps is always there when they need him.
And I think Mad Cat, can we check him real quick? Did Mad Cat die right before Streaks? He did. We can get back over to Scraps, but
he's close to Streaks now.
Yeah, this would be huge. You shut down Mad Cat before the Streaks. You also get in for a ton of time, and that was one of those things where this could be like a 100 to 30-ish point game. It's at least a little bit more respectable due to Scraps going off.
The pinch is in. He gets that assist, able to find the second one. 20 points off of full Streaks. Just that mortar. You have Moose locking down the front of Barrel. That's a solid play. There we go. You have Barrel building control. This is a great job from UNILAD. Yeah, just started with Scraps picking up those 3, breaking in the lower docks.
Scraps like, can I just get out of docks? Every time he tries to move, there's a grenade on him. One went the whole way underground, which I believe is going to be Wuskin.
Oh,
Wuskin, he's got to get a kill. Yeah, he's got no one else to work with right now.
That one player spawned right next to Coal Room, so Mad Cat's just going to re-challenge him. They had the spawns. The rest of UNILAD spawned out. There we go. Moose able to break in the front. Just get that contest on. He's actually going to push through. Don't know if I agree with that. Just wait for your teammates.
And this has been kind of a staggered push. They've never been able to have the full 4-man hit. Moose, as he tries to catch up, this is going to be your best chance to break. But as soon as Moose gets involved, Wuskin drops. So the best thing they can do is contest, or you have to rely on somebody to pick up 2-3 kills. Oh! And it Scraps. Those are the 2-3 kills you need. Once again, he makes the play. It'll get him 10 or so seconds. I mean, God, if he could have found these 3 pieces a little bit earlier in docks or a little bit earlier in barrel, they'd probably have a lead. But unfortunately, that doesn't get him a ton of time, but it does take 10 seconds from Splyce and allow them to get set up for Crane.
Yeah, Splyce had a solid setup. They had a very solid break that came in. So that was a great job for Moose and really Scraps. He finds another 2 as well. 18 and 10 so far on this map. You can see where they're spawning Splyce. Exactly where you want it. There's just one player left. That's Jerd lower docks. He was spotted, though. If you have someone lower docks, so you have Shawnee, That doesn't allow them to get a lot of nades on this hill. You see a good amount of time coming in at Docks. You don't, or at Crane. You don't always see that.
It's true. It's true. And this is what we talked about though. Like Scraps has the potential. Now you got 4 down for Splyce. This is beautiful. We might have a lead change here
Look
momentarily.
where Shawnee is.
It's pushed so far up here. But like Scraps, when he takes over games like this, they have ability to get upsets and respawn. It's a shame that he kind of has to sometimes, it seems, to get these victories, but we'll see if he can keep up this pace throughout this, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the thing to me. If he slows down, he slowed down in Valkyrie. And once he slowed down on that game 1, Splyce just took over, so he can't slow down. It's a ton of pressure. You hope someone else would step up. There we go. He's finding 2. He's finding 2 to 3 pieces all over the map right now. Someone else needs to help this man out. You saw Shawnee and Moose a little bit. There we go. You hear Scraps getting pumped up. He's like, let's go!
He knows he's beaming right now. All right, so Scraps is still on this fire side. His teammates then spawning out the opposite side dock. So Scraps has potential here to make plays. 1, be annoying. 2, work on spawns for next. As he pushes out water side, 2 kind of spawn useless. There's still 30 seconds here, but
I was going to say, his teammates need to win a couple of those gunfights towards gate. That'll allow them to free up time due to his position. Mad Cat's able to find him. They do still have a street. They can take the top street. Vance, though, with a solid flank. Can he find the 3rd? No, just stays alive. There we go. So there's going to be final 12 seconds for UNILAD. Let's go over to Scraps. You imagine that he's going to use a streak to help break this top hill. He's actually the only guy in towards fire. Able to find 1, and, well, his brother's found 2 as well. Mad Cat, the last one up. Oh, my goodness.
I was about to say, you know he's challenging this. You know he's challenging this.
So confident right
now. He thinks he can take any gunfight. And, well, when you're winning them more often than you're losing them, you start to feel hot. Waskin got pretty far pushed up. Scraps on the next man over. Mad Cat's going to be able to take his head off. Can they hold here? Remember, you still have those streaks onto Scraps. He's holding on to it for now. Nice shots at range there from Shawnee. 1 close corner. Finishes that as well. And some streaks here for Shawnee. Lead now up to 50 for UNILAD.
Now, these are the next big gunfights that matter, right? As soon as Scraps and Shawnee can get pushed up, but there's Jerd already. I was going to say, as soon as that happens, they get pushed up a little bit, they have to win the next one. That's how you get the last 35 seconds. You get it all yours. You see Splyce is already rotated over, and Scraps is going to challenge this. There we go. So he has that fighter pilot, right? So he's going to challenge, get this scrap time. Because as soon as that next hill gets called in, he's going to call in that fighter pilot.
I think Scraps won 2 different one-on-ones to guarantee them 15 points. And that's what happens sometimes. If you're Splyce and you want to be greedy and rotate early, that can happen. I mean, we saw them do it the first time through, and it worked out, and they got all that time. Now, this is where UNILAD could bury the game. Can they use these streaks and maybe break into the hard point? There's nobody really close enough to pounce on it quite yet.
3 go down. They have to find that last player, but Mad Cat spawns up and gets 2. So that was a bit of a waste of a streak. Just felt like his teammates weren't close enough. They didn't win that next gunfight.
Remember last time they relied on Scraps having to pick up 3 kills to even have a chance to get in here.
Someone else had streaks as well, right, on UNILAD?
Shawnee, I believe, yeah.
Okay. So we'll see. 30 seconds ties up this game for Splyce. And look, Weston goes in. Now they're staggered, right? They have a 3v4 instead of a 4 versus 4. Just like that, that push is gone.
It absolutely is.
Nice shots from Vance right there.
And now this is one where you can relay together quite easily. You go from docks into barrel building. You can see one more time where Splyce is going to soak up the remaining time with 1 player, rotate 3 early, and try to make the play. The hit is coming in from UNILAD, though. Vance not able to finish the first. He should be shot in the back momentarily. Well, nope, Shawnee's able to turn and actually get both.
Yeah, that was big. That gives them spawns, but there's Mad Cat. They're still spawning in the back, and we spawns up towards that underground side. But you can see the hold. There's 2 UNILAD players in. Shawnee winning some big gunfights. He's on a 3 spree.
Yeah, Shawnee, you need somebody else to step it up with Scraps, and Shawnee's absolutely been doing that in some clutch spots. It was what, the gunfights on Main Street, the gunfights now here at Barrel.
Mad Cat's just been waiting for his teammates to hit the back, but he's so alone. All his teammates are losing those gunfights.
Yeah, those are frustrating spots where you're just like, guys, help, please.
Yeah, like, what else can I do?
Yeah. You don't want to take a 1-on-4. You don't want to stagger the push, but he's never able to really get going. Wuskin now trying to tack on some streaks as well. There you go. Fighter pilot and glide bomb. 2:05 the score now for UNILAD. And this should be theirs to take. They're going to get the remaining time here.
No, they're not. That could be a big 12 seconds.
Oh, bands. Yeah, okay. They should. Yeah. It ended up being, what, about 5 of those seconds that they don't get. It could be. I mean, the comeback's definitely at least a little bit more manageable, right? We'll keep that in mind. That was probably about a 10-second or so swing if it comes down to the stretch.
What we always talk about, too, is when we go towards the next set of rotations, you have a streak coming in. Not going to find too many, but we always talk about how the team in the lead may play for top street and sort of give up statue. And they allow that team to get so much time on that statue hill where they get right back into it and then they clutch up.
We've seen it many times. I think
Yep.
we had Era do it to Mind Freak the second week of Division A. I can think of 2 times you and I casted it happened this weekend in Atlanta. So that could be where the rally comes from Splyce, but they need to still make sure UNILAD doesn't get a ton of time here.
This has been huge. This has been a big hill for UNILAD.
Oh yeah. I mean, the first one they got it felt like it was like 50 or so points. They dominated there.
Just the way they do it, just look how far they pushed up down low. This is like the perfect setup. You have Tommy, the last guy left for Splyce. He's able to find one. He's just trying to buy time. They do get in a fire.
UNILAD get too many points here.
It's just the UNILAD control. When you have someone lower docks, actually, look at that. They opened up a spawn. Mad Cat's able to spawn there. Look where Splyce just spawned, but, well.
Not going to matter.
Yeah, not going to matter.
All right, so they need 7 more points. Now let's get to statue. This is exactly what we were just talking about. You have to have this perfect hold here, and then the relay to main street. Unfortunately, streak still on Wuskin. Everybody pushed back now into fire, so that prevents them from kind of getting a nice setup, at least top mid to pin him. Shawnee jumps straight into hardpoint. I love this. Each second is like a dagger right now. 3 more points needed. They're able to clear him out, but you're just inching closer and closer and closer here to pushing into a game 5. 40 kills for Scraps.
Yeah, and again, you look at the scoreboard. This is what I was saying during that CTF. You Jordan Bans, your main subs. You have one guy neg 12, another one, they're neg 21 combined. That can't happen.
What a performance here from UNILAD to push this one to a game 5. Scraps was shredding throughout the course of that game 4 on London Docks. And yeah, no one seemed to be able to slow him down, man. I mean, I love it. We've talked about it in the past. So basically, there were times where he would catch people off guard back in Jetpack Call of Duty because he didn't use a scuff. Like, he wasn't the best at like going vertical, but drop shotting a little bit more natural for him. He was frying some people with some nice drop shots.
Yeah, he was just challenging everything. Very confident. He was on fire and he knew it.
Incredible play there from Scraps. And honestly, Wuskin and, honestly, everyone stepped it up to some degree. I don't think anyone was like massively negative on the side of UNILAD. They all sort of got going. But a couple of those plays where Scraps would get 3 kills and it would be, 20 seconds here, 10 seconds there, 15 seconds there. When it's a close game down the stretch, those can be a huge, huge part of it. But here we go. Our first game 5 in our final 2 weeks for Division B. Who's going to take it? Splyce or UNILAD? We'll find out after this quick break. An incredibly crucial Game 5 is up next. Both of these teams are 3-4 in Division B. Both of these teams doing what they can to secure a third-place spot, a fourth-place spot, whatever it is, a spot in the $500,000 playoff. I mean, each series these next 2 weeks is just absolutely massive, but you got to think, I know it's early in kind of day one here, but this is huge already.
Yeah, absolutely is. Obviously, both these teams 3-4. They're fighting for, again, Splyce is in 4th place due to the tiebreakers. You have UNILAD, who's 2-5. You have EG, who's 3-4. So it's really the conversation is going to be around those 3-4 teams. Obviously, how dominant Envy and Luminosity look throughout these next couple of weeks, if they can keep that up. But the main talking point will be about that 4th playoff spot.
You would think so, absolutely. And unfortunately for that 4th spot, you're going to be playing Rise round 1, so have fun with that.
See you in losers round 1.
Yeah. all jokes aside, though, really, that might be the outcome. But yeah, no, that's what's so terrifying on either side of this. Like, you know, you didn't want to get 4th if you're Team Caliber in Division A because you don't want to face off against a team like LG to kick things off. And same here. You don't want to get 4th. You don't want to face Rise. And I know it's the top 8 teams, obviously. So, yes, to a degree, anyone can take anybody out. But yeah, you want to at least give yourself a nice, solid winners round 1 matchup.
And I was trying to think to myself, I was like, maybe one of these teams can catch FaZe. You know, FaZe got 9-12 at Atlanta, but then I was like, oh, they lost to Rise and Red. Yeah, so
like you can't even like blame them. It's like, oh well, tough.
That's tough.
All right, here we go. Game 5. Bance bomb carrier for Splyce.
Got that smoke, but you can see UNILAD. They have one player bottom middle. That's Shawnee. He's controlling that. You have Jerd sniping. This was the big thing for Splyce the first couple of weeks. They didn't have their sniper, so they had to basically veto this map, and this is one they like to play. On the other side, you have Scrap sniping. Do they have a double sniper set up? I think it's Wuskin on the other side. No, so they just have one snipe on each team.
Slowly but surely, Splyce starting to work up the map. You know, trying to look for a pick here, but they haven't been able to find it yet. I believe they just found the positioning of one of the snipers on the opposite side towards B, so they want to work towards A.
Yeah, and here's the thing. They waited so long, 30 seconds. They didn't bait out any nades, but Ban's able to get it down. Someone missed their second grenade on that bomb.
Someone had to have. I thought for sure he was dead once the first one came in.
Somebody missed it, and then Mad Cat gets first blood. You have Jerd set up now. Bance with another. Make it 2.
And this is what you don't want to happen. You know, the guy playing the bomb to get hot here in the first round. So he's already got 350 points towards streaks, and now it's going to be Scraps. 1 versus 4. Scraps, you've been phenomenal. You had a lot of 3 pieces in the hard point, but this ain't happening.
You know what I always thought was funny? You know, like London Docks, you could jump into the water, but the one map on a ship, you can't jump off.
I never thought of that. That is kind of silly.
Like, you can't jump off anywhere.
What if you were
You're just trapped?
What if you were just hot and wanted to swim? Final seconds tick away. Bomb will explode.
Because, again, to people at home, you might jump off just so you don't allow a player to get hot and earn some streaks. Scraps they're able to find, too, but
I was thinking the humor of it. Yeah, my mind didn't even go there.
Yeah, no, that's where I was going with it. It's like you saw replays.
There's a reason we cast together, Joe.
Yeah.
You're always there to reel me back into the real issues.
Yeah, you're just worried about if someone's hot.
I don't know. Bance, though, that's what I was talking about, though. You don't want somebody to get hot early like that. You get the bomb plant, you get the explosion points, you get the kills, and just like that, he's like an assist and a kill away from a fighter pilot. Not the start you would want if you're UNILAD. Scraps at least got a couple of kills in a row and survived the round.
Yeah, it just starts from the player missing that second nade. If Bance goes down there, then it's a different story.
Look how different the objective makes it. It's like 2-0 start for Scraps, nowhere close to streaks. 2-0 start for Bance, almost there. All right, let's see how they opt to play this. Scraps just continues to try and look for an angle. Tommy just
I was going to say, so that's big. So he throws a smoke, but Tommy's there. So they know nobody's at that B site. So they don't waste any grenades. That's what we always talk about, counting those nades. Tommy's in a great position there. Another smoke goes down. And it looks like they're going to start to rotate over towards this B site. This is on Tommy.
Tommy did have a nade, though, so he may have been able to back him up. Tommy going to find the first kill.
Hit marker?
Can they push him out here? Might have been. Or one of the other players getting some damage into him. Scraps continuing to try and find the angle. He's got a little bit of help here. And now, just a little bit of damage that knocked his reticle up there. The reason he can't finish off Mad Cat. Now it's going to be a 3-on-2. Wuskin's been tagged up. Moose trying to pick somebody from the top window. But as Wuskin falls, it's all going to be on Moose now in a 1 versus 3. No time remaining. Bomb across the map. Another round of Splyce.
Yeah, and again, due to Tommy's positioning, the first smoke goes down. They know that they're not there. Like sometimes you'll force a rotation, then you'll go away. But basically, I mean, they weren't able to, due to Tommy's position, they weren't able to really fake out Splyce.
Okay, well, it doesn't work out for him. You've got a couple of long rounds here to kick things off. Really, just going down to time limit is, like you said, everyone just keeps trying to bait nades and get what information they can. Let's head into our third round. Remember, game 2. 2 rounds in a row for Splyce. UNILAD rips off 4 in a row, and that's where the game changes. Can they do it again here? Once again, you'll have Scraps with that sniper out. Just kind of going through the classes, bottom, middle. Shawnee patrolling the ship. Seeing what information he can get. Nobody going to be playing under the ship at all here for Splyce.
Yeah, pretty much the same setup. They're trying to find a pick with Mad Cat and Tommy. Vance just controlling that. Moose is going to spot him. May go for a shot if he crosses back over.
Oh. I think you've got, what, 3 ARs out right now for Splyce, and just Vance, the only PPSH. Scraps inching forward. Tommy dropped. Nice shot there from Scraps. Granted, it was a pretty easy one.
No, yeah, and you'd love to see that. You want to get your sniper heated up. Jerd almost finds that one on Scraps, so now you have a 4 versus 3 on defense. Splyce has to get that bomb down. Just don't allow Jerd to get a pick. Even up those numbers. Play your advantage. 30 seconds. This is the same position that Splyce was in last offense. Vance able to push up. As long as they hit their nades, it should be an easy round win for UNILAD.
You still got the smokes.
So there, there's one nade that goes in. Does damage.
I don't think I saw a second one come in.
No.
So he's able to survive that and get away. UNILAD just not combining those nades to maybe make a play. Vance will get picked in off the bomb site.
That was scary.
2 players left here. It's going to be Jerd and Mad Cat trying to make the play. Mad Cat gets gunned. Jerd, last man up. He's going to have to work a bit of magic here. Able to hit one snipe. He's getting flanked though from the back. Hit marker there onto Shawnee.
Oh my god.
Oh, Shawnee might have been uninstalling the game if he got snapped on there. But I think just
No, he got snapped on. I don't know how that was a hit marker.
If he
Shot
died.
his pinky toe.
Almost disgusting stuff. Granted, it wouldn't have really mattered. I think Jerd was still in trouble in that round. Unless he hit that and then another World Star came on the bomb diffuser.
If he stays alive, who knows what.
Yeah, well, he missed a. He tried to wallbang him there. I think he missed it a little bit to the left.
That was a big round for UNILAD to get back into this one.
Exactly, and this is exactly what they did in game 2. They started to, figure out Splyce a little bit. They started to string things together.
I want to see something a little bit different on offenses though. Both teams playing very slow. Splyce though, they're getting aggressive on that A street. You have Tommy down low. Vance move towards that bomb site.
It's like the bottom of the ship is filled with poison. Nobody on either of these teams wants anything to do with it.
Yeah, as I say, and just thinking of how different both these teams from what we've seen, teams like Red Reserve who run 3 subs, Luminosity who run so many subs, just try to get bottom middle control. Scraps though, able to find another one. Great job by him. That'll open up both bomb sites. So you're gonna have a smoke go down towards B. That should force a rotation on a Splyce. So there you go. Player number 1, that's Jerd. He's trying to get eyes on that street.
Scraps is trying to keep an eye on the bush. Nice shot there, Scraps. I think he just spotted one bottom middle as well. Maybe he didn't get eyes on him. Bomb starting to get planted. You can see the new indicator there, courtesy of Sledgehammer, will allow us to see those plants coming in. Waskin will get dropped. Finally, some pressure there from bottom middle, able to open it up. They've been put to sleep on bottom ship. No one's been pushing in, but now it's Jerd. Once again, has to try and be the magic man. Scraps calls him out. Scraps gets tagged.
You said near bomb. I think you saw Scraps take a shot. Jerd almost able to find another, but time just wasn't on his side. There's UNILAD with 2 in a row.
Can they string together 2 more? You just can't allow this collapse to start coming in from Splyce. You got to slow the bleeding a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and the last 2 rounds have just started from Scraps finding a pick. One on the Tommy, one on the Mad Cat.
And then he found 2 picks in this previous round.
It's just so hard to win Texas when you get first blooded.
What would you change up maybe if you're Splyce? Try to avoid some of those first bloods. Bottom ship.
Yeah, bottom ship, or just try to force a bomb plant. We've just seen a lot of teams just maybe trying to play a little bit too many mind games. Just, hey, go for it every now and then. Take that risk.
And this looks, Splyce, I think, doing the same thing every single round. At least what it seems like on offense.
Yeah, but it's he in it. There we go. So this is the difference. But Wiskin jumps up. Great timing there.
So what the first time he tried to plant it behind the smoke, the second time he tried to dive across and plant it. That time he tried to sneak across early and get it down. I mean, I don't hate the play because they've been doing it so delayed that you try to get it in quick.
Yep, I was just gonna say that they're switching it up. Jordan may find Scraps as you see his elbow does with Scraps backs up. Again, you have the numbers. There's no reason to overpeak. Don't overpeak. Thank you.
Scraps flirting with disaster, but able to stay up. Now somebody else on this Splyce team is going to have to work on getting this bomb down. No one able to pick it up yet. It's still sitting by that A bomb. So you can see most of the focus then towards A. Tommy, though. Tommy actually gets the bomb and gets a pick. So that's best case scenario right now if you're Splyce. You were basically out of this round when you talk about the clock, but they still have to get the bomb planted. So Tommy's going to try and get it down now.
I don't think they spotted him cross either. So this is going to be a 3 versus 3 with bomb down. That's big. You have Jerd set up in this position. But Tommy's stuck. Great kill right there on a Shawnee.
Is he stuck or was Shawnee stuck? Oh, nice shots, though. It's easy to get the kill.
Tommy's still here. Just wasting time now. 25 seconds left on that bomb.
He's checking back window. Jerd should have that. Oh, maybe he gave it up for a moment. So he checks it. One-on-one now. Jerd's had a couple clutch scenarios. This one a lot more manageable. There's the jump across, and there's the snap. Jerd hits it. And unlike game 2, where UNILAD ripped off 4 rounds in a row, this time they're able to tie it up. And I mean, the kill that kind of turned the tides was the Tommy kill when he got bombed. I didn't see how it happened exactly. I don't know who Tommy picked, but
if you're UNILAD, you just can't allow that bomb to go down. Like, there's 25 seconds left. You have to get aggressive. You still had 2 players in the back. You had 1 player top window. Like,
I don't know if they were really worried about someone pushing up bottom ship or someone hitting up B Street, but I mean, they've been so heavily dedicated to A and Splyce. It just seems like, yeah, there wasn't enough focus on that at all. Obviously tougher once they're in the 3v3. Someone on Splyce goes into the bottom of the ship.
UNILAD playing very A-heavy right now. Scraps, I mean, the rounds they won, it's due to his first bloods. Jerd down in a bit of a different position, has a lot of information, watching that A-cross. Smoke goes in. 2 nades go in from Splyce.
So they bait those out.
Yep.
You don't get any information for Splyce other than, well, there's nobody on the bomb yet.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know Moose had streaks.
In the hell?
He's able to find one, and you see they push up towards that bomb, so they're getting that plant down in that 4 versus 3.
I'll tell you who else didn't know.
Us.
Splyce. Well, us or Splyce. They are able to get the kill.
I had no idea.
Oh, no. Well, he's 4-2. I wasn't even thinking about it. Unreal. That's one way to get a first blood. Oh, God, you can't lose this round, though. Surely. You still have Moose and Shawnee kind of playing top ship. Shawnee able to get one. They're trying to stretch for it, but Shawnee got eyes on it to back him off at least. Easy shot for Scraps as you get the long plant, and 3-3 now. UNILAD going big, and what? That's the most I think I've ever been surprised by somebody having a streak. I don't know why. It's just wasn't even crossing my mind with him at 4-2.
I had no idea. No idea.
Well, big part of it. So that's another first blood for this UNILAD team.
Yeah, let's see if he has any others.
He had a glide bomb. I'm pretty.
Does he?
Yeah. I'll be honest.
4 kills in a row, like
he must have. Yeah. Must have 4 kills in a row and a plant, maybe a couple diffuses.
No, I blame. I just blame the 90-inch TV.
Yeah. No, I mean that's kind of fun when you're surprised because like it helps you understand how surprised Splyce probably is in that role and the reason they're getting first blood. Well, that's what we talk about all the time. It's like it's easy to figure out when someone's on like a 6 streak, but when it comes to the objective as well, it can be a little bit trickier.
Yeah, there's the pace difference. You know, they have to hit these nades. They hit one. Where's the follow-up? It's just not there. Bomb goes down.
This is a quick plant.
Yeah, there we go. There's the pacing difference from Splyce. That's the 2nd round in a row. They've gone for a very fast plant. You have a 4 versus 4.
Moose just tries to jump up on the bomb and maybe get an angle, but Tommy hit some nice shots. I thought he might have stuck him. Oh, he did. He did. All right, so Shawnee gets the stick in the face. Jerd the back. Nice shot there from Scraps. Now you've got one hell of a chance here.
Oh.
Madcat by himself. Madcat finished, and UNILAD do it. Oh, Lord. What a snipe there from Scraps. What else fell apart for Splyce, buddy?
I think that's it. I think that Jerd overpeaks it. Jerd goes for the peak. I don't think he has to. I think his teammates can check that bomb off the start. Jerd just needs to stay alive.
Well, with that little bit of time left, I mean, as long as his teammate can confirm there's nobody on it, just wait and check it till there's...
I mean, it was a great shot out of Scraps, but it's really on him. I mean, that is the whole point of that play. It's to set up the sniper. To put him in a position for every time that player gets on the defuse, he just gets shut down.
That's one of the first times we've seen that player picked that I can think of. I mean, usually they're set up there. You're kind of like the safety net. You're not worrying about pressure too much, unless somebody pushes you from like lower ship or something.
Yo, though. UNILAD switch it up. Shawnee already down here, but look at Splyce. They have 3 players in the back. I love this play out of UNILAD. Nobody's attacked this B site. Scrap's going to be very close to streak. He's going to get that fighter pilot in the glide bomb. He's going to call it in, too. I love this as well. Just calling in right away. Shawnee and Moose, they find 2.
He's dirty. He's dirty.
So yeah, he's weak. He got hit with a bomb.
Yeah, right. I looked at the kill feed like confused me because I was expecting to see Jerd die, and then like I saw like the melee. I was like, what happened there? But nah, Jerd, yeah, he needed just tickled. Yeah, you'll see 1 bullet kill there for Shawnee, and now UNILAD 1 round away, and we were talking about this earlier in this series, man. The search and destroys, how important they were to teams winning series. At Atlanta, this might be one in which UNILAD's able to take 2 of the searches and take the series.
Yeah, just one we didn't expect. I mean, coming into this day, all of us picked Splyce to win it. But this is the upset potential that UNILAD has. Can they close it out now? They have, what, 2 fighter pilots?
Just, man, think if United beat LG tonight somehow. Splyce having a bad day. Well, I mean, losing to UNILAD hurts enough as it is.
Yep, glide bomb going down. Able to catch Bans on the bomb. It's a big first blood.
It's been nice streak use, really.
Definitely has, even with Mountain.
Gonna peek it one more time.
Oh, don't over peek it. Okay. He's gonna commit to this. His brother's able to find 1. Oh, he finds shots on a Jerd, yeah.
Right away. That's like best case scenario when you got players running Mountain. Jerd just panics there and sprints bottom ship. And now they have to get bomb planted, Joe, in a 2v4. Otherwise, this is a UNILAD Game 5 victory. I don't even know if you call it an upset at this point with the way both teams have been playing, but regardless, it's a giant victory for UNILAD, unless Jerd can make things happen. Jerd now in like his 15th 1v3, it feels like, in this series.
And this will put UNILAD into 4th place, into that playoff spot.
Here's the plant. Can Jerd do this? The answer's no. Moose beams him. Moose even beams him. And I heard Scraps screaming as he got on his feet. He knows how big that was.
It definitely was. As I said, puts them at 4-4. They're going to take over 4th place. We talked about Splyce, EG, United fighting for that playoff spot. Now you have UNILAD there in the mix as well.